Premier Planet, it's your favorite master of ceremonies, Justin Barlow, the Aura, in the fedora, inside the Premier Studio in Woodstock, Illinois, where we just wrapped up our January 16th taping. We started off the evening with a return match from last week. It was the world-exclusive Matt Vine taking on the Urban Rebellion, Cutter Crosby. If you remember last time, if you were with us, Cutter Crosby pulled off what many would consider to be an upset over Vine, but tonight, thanks to an incapacitated referee who unfortunately got between the corner and the competitors, and he was laid out flat, Chase Gosling was able to hold Cutter on the apron, which allowed Vine to nail a super kick right to Cutter's jaw. Vine gets the 1, 2, 3, and gets a little measure of retribution. And tonight we saw the return of the Random Fandom Challenge. It's been a while, probably a couple of months, since we've had a Random Fandom here at PPW. We had 3 of those matches here this evening. The first match, we saw Irish Andy Anderson take on the Okinawa Ninja 0-2. Remember, there's 2 zeros. One's from Okinawa, that's 0-2, and then 0-1 from Hokkaido, Japan. Despite all the martial arts prowess of 0-2, it was the experience and the eccentricity of Andy Anderson that gave him the victory here tonight, and also on the line tonight. Each winner of the Random Fandom Challenge would go on to compete in a triple threat match before the main event, but that was a little bit later on. Following that, we had Ninja 0-1, who was supposed to take on Cutter Crosby. Cutter Crosby, his name was drawn out of the hat by one of the fans here inside the Premier Studio, but the Science, Marcus Smith, took it upon himself to come out and cut his place. I guess that muscle by Marcus powder also comes with a side effect of a little bit of a sense of entitlement. Marcus Smith decided he's just going to do whatever he wants, come out here, disrespect the Random Fandom and the Premier Planet, and put himself in Cutter's place, and thanks to having his feet on the bottom rope, was able to pick up the victory against 0-1. Following that, a little bit of a consolation prize for Cutter. Cutter was re-entered into the Random Fandom since his place was usurped in the previous match, and it came down to him and the PPW World Heavyweight Champion, the Persian powerhouse Malad Akbar, who, due to the #1 contender Max Cruz being on the shelf with a knee injury, was not contractually obligated to defend his title here this evening, but he was required to compete. So he was put into the Random Fandom, and Cutter Crosby had an opportunity to add a feather to his cap and knock off the champ in non-title action here tonight, but it was not to be. Malad Akbar gets Cutter on the mat, gets that diving headbutt, gets the 1, 2, 3, and it goes on to the triple threat later in the evening, which followed our intermission tonight. And it was Andy Anderson, Marcus Smith, and Malad Akbar in triple threat action. Malad Akbar really kind of digging deep to find some way to get Andy Anderson out of play. These two have had a long-standing rivalry here in PPW, and instead of fighting Andy, I gotta give him credit for this, Malad started playing a few mind games, started pretending like he had a tennis ball. You all know that Andy, he's a little bit of a man dog, I've heard people call him. Malad is able to throw this fake ball out of the ring. Andy chases it, and with Marcus Smith on the canvas, Malad Akbar is able to hit another diving headbutt, pick up the 1, 2, 3. Malad Akbar, 2 for 0 here tonight inside the Premier Studio. And then in our main event, tag team action, double or nothing. It was the Axis of Ego, Chase Gosling and Matt Vine against Inestra and Scott Colton. Tonight, it was Chase's mustache against both Colton and Inestra's hair. When one of these guys lost, somebody was going to leave bald. Axis of Ego pulling out all the stops, confident and cocky as ever, but they took their eye off the ball tonight, and Inestra was able to pick up a pin, and Chase Gosling wasn't going anywhere. He tried to run, but Premier CEO Randy Ritchie got some guys from the back, and they dragged Chase back into the barber chair that we had set up here in the ring. Chase Gosling got half of his mustache shaved off before his tag team partner Matt Vine came back in the ring with a steel chair and chased everybody off, but personally, I think it would have been more flattering just to have the whole thing taken off, because that half a mustache, I gotta admit, that was kind of funny. So Chase Gosling, unfortunately, karma came back to bite him here in the butt tonight, and it's Inestra and Scott Colton who finally get the last laugh over the Axis of Ego. Don't forget, PPW is weekly now. We are the only professional wrestling organization in Chicagoland to give you weekly entertainment. We're back here Saturday night, January the 23rd. Bring your family, bring your friends. We'll see you there.